What's free will?
Free will is the illusory concept that that we are separate entities in control of our thoughts and actions, and have that control as these separate units cruise about in the world.
My friend Tarun, who's featured on this channel many times, he says that if I say, okay, well, I do have free will because I can pick up my hand, he said that the thought that I did it comes afterwards.
Correct. It does for everything. All actions happen, and the mind will run around behind the scenes and claim ownership of this. A lot of science and a lot of studies that have shown that we don't control our thoughts, going back, I think, to the 80s, where scientists are able to predict when a movement is made, the pressing of a button, and they can predict in advance, anywhere from a minute to, I think, 8 minutes or 10 minutes in advance, when a button will be pushed and which button will be pushed, before the person's told, push whatever button whenever you want. And they're able to look and see that other activity happened before that person made that action. So for people, I know you interviewed Seth, and for anyone that says, I want to see the science, I think he's a perfect, his channel.
Oh, yeah.
It's fascinating to hear him talk about it, but has nothing to do with spirituality. It's just science. These scientific approaches and physical approaches to reality and what is. The thing about free will, though, is that there's no attempt to convince someone if it is or is not real. If you believe that free will is real, you're welcome to walk around and pretend that you have it.
Yeah.
You know, can even be fun for some.
Yeah.
But I would say that it's not necessarily the resistance that comes up when people believe that they have free will and someone says that you don't, isn't really about fun. It's a fear that there is no control. Like you can't be serious, you know, saying that we don't have free will, and then they'll come up with all these different examples. And I never make any attempt to try to convince anyone of anything, because there's no interest in doing that. But if someone asks, then I'll comment on it in that context, and it always ends with, "Hey, if you believe you have free will, then proceed. Go ahead. It's totally fine." And not even in some arrogant way. It's just, you know, it's just good. You know, who am I to say that you shouldn't pretend that you have the choice to pick up your arm whenever you pick it up, or you had the choice to pick that partner, or pick that job, or decide chocolate versus vanilla or whatever. Go right ahead, you know.
It's just as fun when we were little children with our action figures. I personally had Power Rangers to give free will to the characters, to believe that they have free will, you know, and to believe that I'm controlling them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Why not?
Life is self-similar on the micro and macro level, right? The spiral of the galaxies reflects in the spiral of a spiral cabbage. And so when I think of like God controlling these humans or whatever, I always think of the memory of this body playing with Power Rangers. What is determinism?
Determinism is also an illusory concept that there is something else controlling all of this. So it's not determinism or free will. They're both illusory concepts. Determinism is this, if I understand it correctly, is the belief system that some other thing is controlling this body, that body, these other things, that there's this controller going on, and people use it in the context of, like, you know, so no one's responsible for their actions, and Well, that gets really sticky for people also, because then they'll go towards, all these negative things. But there is no other thing. There is no other thing that's controlling all of this. It is it.
Whoa.
We are the thing. I am the thing. You are the thing. This computer, the all this space. It is the thing. So there's not a puppet master making it all go. You're not giving the Power Rangers free will. The Power Rangers and the decision to give them free will are all the same thing. They're all this infinite energy.
Oh my God.
It's beautiful. I mean, it really is. It's a miracle.